Hey everyone, it's Mentor Haley here. So I got a question today, and it is this: smartphones. And by the way, I'm filming this on my new iPad, so bear with me. I'm very technologically intolerant, so I'm special. Anyways, so this question is from Andrew. The subject is, how do you do it? So let's see here. How do you manage everything? I have PTSD and a TBI. I can barely manage day to day with no one in my unit or family understanding what's going on. And you are out there with a family and started a nonprofit. Well, thank you for the question. And it's not easy. Actually, today was really hard for me. I think I actually overwhelmed myself a bit yesterday. The nonprofit is something I really believe in, so I tend to push myself super, super hard in doing things. I think the only reason why I didn't lose my mind yesterday was because I carried my sidearm with me, because fortunately Virginia has a really good open carry law, so I had my brand new holster and my Beretta, and so I felt comfortable being in a crowd, and plus I had my own little tent, and I could choose if I wanted to step out and be in the crowd, or if I started to get a little anxious, I could step back in, and there were a lot of people moving around behind me and stuff like that. So I guess just the way I manage the PTSD is that, and especially with my family too, because I've got two little girls, as many people know, and when they're screaming and throwing stuff all over my house, and I've got so many other things to do, it just gets overwhelming. And PTSD is directly related with stress. And if you think about it, if you go to work in the morning and you're having a hard day at work, and then you come home and your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance is acting kind of because she's feeling and then your kids are going crazy, it makes for a really rough time. That'd be rough for anybody without PTSD. So for me, I guess it's just you have to take a good deep look at yourself and realize what your triggers are. Mine tend to be big crowds. I put myself out there sometimes, though. If it's something I want, every grand once in a while, for some stupid reason, I'll go to a rock show. Usually I've had a beer or two, and I want to go in the pit. I want to go. I want to get crazy. But the majority of the time, if it's just me and I haven't had a drink or a shot or anything, because let's face it, I'm over 21. I can have a beer or a little tequila and party it up. But I seriously, I'm homebound most of the time. I stay to myself. I have a few good friends here and there, and then my family. But I don't go out to a lot of crazy places. Before I joined the Army and I deployed, I loved going out to bars and to clubs and to being around tons of people and to associating with tons of people, but it's just not very comfortable or fun for me anymore. So days like yesterday at Pride Fest, I love meeting new people and talking to them, but if I started to feel like I was getting overwhelmed, there's too many people or it was too loud, I would kind of go back to my tent and just kind of sit and reflect and be okay, I'm here, I'm okay. You just have to kind of self-soothe. You have to learn how to do that. And right now, currently, I'm not taking any medications, excuse me, because I'm breastfeeding my child. So that makes it even harder, because normally when you have anxiety, PTSD, or depression, and you're under a doctor's care, you're going to therapy or something like that, you're given maybe some Prozac or some Xanax or some Boost Bar, or just something, to help you with that. So in times that you start to feel kind of down, you're regulated, or you can take a pill and it'll calm you. Or for those veterans out there that, know Miss Mary very well, they do that. But right now, I don't have that. So I've had to learn by my own stubbornness, because although I know you can breastfeed and take certain medications, I just don't want to take any chances of submitting my child to that. Call me crazy, but so it's very hard, because days when I probably should be taking a little pill to take me down a little bit, I just have to go and sit and just take some deep breaths and realize that, and it's funny because I have a lot of friends that don't get it, because they see the happy Haley all the time because I put on a really good front. Like, I could feel like on the inside or on the outside, and on the inside I'm like this, like just, just dying. Good example would be today at church. I try to go to church every Sunday. I haven't gone in a few weeks because I'm a horrible Christian. No, just kidding. I've been so busy and exhausted and tired, and things come up. So finally today, when I got out of bed, I went, got all dressed up, wore a beautiful dress, did my makeup, did my hair, got the kids ready. And it's a process, going to anywhere. We get there, we get the kids dropped off, signed in, the whole process, and we go to sit down. And my husband had already warned me. He said, now, be aware, the strobe lights they've got going on now are something stupid. Because I go to a New Age church that does rock music, and it's loud. And, it's fabulous. It's fun. Because, I like a good concert. But because I hadn't been to church in, like, a few weeks, that music being loud, those strobe lights hit me in the eyes to where I couldn't see, which was really, it was awful, to be honest. Thinking about it makes me mad. And then all the people around me, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I walked out. My husband luckily knows my triggers. He followed me because he supports me because I support him. He has PTSD too, and we know each other's triggers. And we went to sit out in the little waiting area because they've got a TV screen there, and I couldn't even be out there because there was just too many people walking around, and it just freaked me out. So we had to go get the kids that we just signed up and dropped off and head on out because, and I don't like to let people see me cry, so I have my sunglasses on, and I'm, like, tearing up because I'm just so anxious, and I'm like, I can't do this. It's just too much. So, you have to know your limitations, but, it's hit or miss. Some days I can go to church with all that crazy music and the strobe lights, and I'll just be like, and just be just fine. Or go to Pride Fest and promote my company and do all of that and just be just fine. But some days it's harder than others, and you can't do it, and you have to just throw in the towel and go do what makes you healthy. I stay busy because it keeps me healthy. It keeps my mind preoccupied on other things. And I guess that's how I do it all. I just stay busy. I do things that keep me busy and that make me happy and that are healthy so that I don't focus on the nightmares or the not being able to sleep or the anxiety or the depression. I force myself to get out of bed by serving others. And that's what makes me happy. And that is what will make the world happy. So maybe if you get out and you serve the world, it'll help you. Volunteer. We have volunteer positions available. Or go into your community. Food banks, clothing drives, you name it. You can do anything you put your mind to, and you too can conquer this and live with it.